large country in southern Europe. It shares border with Slovenia, Austria, Switzerland, and France. There are also two small countries within Italy, San Marino and the Vatican City. Italy is a boot-shaped peninsula surrounded by the Adriatic Sea, Tyrrhenian Sea, Mediterranean Sea, and other waters. Italy has lots of physical geography, including rivers, seas, mountains, and volcanoes. The Alps cut across the top of the country and are streaked with long, thin glacial lakes. From the western end of the Alps, the Apennines Mountains stretch south down the entire peninsula. West of the Apennines are wooded hills that are home to many of Italy's historic cities, including Rome. In the south are hot, dry coastal lands and fertile plains where olives, almonds, and figs grow. The Po River Valley is positioned directly south of the Alps and runs from Turin to Venice. Rising in the Alps, the Po River Valley is Italy's longest, and the valley it dissects is the country's most fertile farmland. Vesuvius is the only active volcano in mainland Europe and has produced some of the continent's largest volcanic eruptions, located on Italy's west coast. It sits in the crater of the ancient Somma volcano. Vesuvius is most famous for the 79 AD eruption, which destroyed the Roman cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum.
Italy has mainly a Mediterranean climate with mild, rainy winters and sunny, hot, dry summers. Although this is mostly true, it is such a large country with many different geographical features, such as high mountains and 4,000 miles of coastline. In northern Italy and the Dolomites, expect hot summers. Average temperatures are 80 degrees Fahrenheit on the valley floors and get cooler as you climb in altitude. Winters in this part of Italy start in December and last through March or April. In winter here, you should expect snow and below freezing temperatures, but with lots of sunshine. In central Italy, in July and August, the weather is in the high 80s. Winter temperatures average in the 40s and 50s with lots of rain and occasional dust of snow. The coldest weather is in January and February. In Rome, the coldest month is January with an average low of 46 degrees. July and August average mid-70s, but highs can reach into the 80s. Rome also tends to be sunny year-round. In Naples and the area around it have hot, dry summers from 70 to 80 degrees and rainy, mild winters in the 40s. In the Liguria region, also known as the Riviera, is on the coastline and has mild winters from 50 to 60 degrees. On this map, you see how the climate varies from one side of the country to the other. It is obvious where the Swiss Alps and the Apennine Mountains are on this peninsula because it is much colder there.
Italy has numerous amounts of natural resources. A few of them are potash, crude oil, feldspar, barite, marble, and coal. A few more of them are zinc and natural gas. These are very good natural resources to have, and they can be used for many different resources you need to live in Italy.
The Colosseum in Rome is the #1 tourist attraction in Italy. This is an amphitheater that was built by the ancient Romans. Next, the Venice canals is something that the tourists really enjoy. While on a gondola ride through this, you see ancient and enchanted buildings. Pompeii is an old city that was once ruined by Mount Vesuvius. That eruption preserved many of the city's art treasures. Another great attraction is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It leans because of its sinking ground and was expected to topple over in the 2000s. The fifth most popular attraction is Lake Como. This lake is beautiful and has many opulent villas and palaces along the shores. Another popular tourist attraction is the Amalfi Coast. On this, there are colorful hillside towns and with a colorful domed cathedral. The seventh best tourist attraction is Florence Duomo Santa Maria del Fiore. This is one of the finest cathedrals in the world. Next, the Cinque Terre is a coastal region overlooking the Mediterranean. The small towns have maintained an old world feel. After the Cinque Terre in the Vatican City, this is a home of some of the world's most precious art pieces. The centerpiece of this is the Great Basilica of St. Peter. Lastly, the Uffizi Gallery is a great tourist attraction. This is one of the world's most famous art museums. Italy is filled with many more tourist attractions that are worth seeing. This is just a small part of Italy that is needed to see.
The history of Italy is a very rich history and stems from the Roman Empire that lasted from 27 BCE to about 476 CE. In between the 3rd and 6th century, Rome conquered the peninsula of Italy, making it part of the Roman Empire. Between the 8th and 9th centuries, Italy became very powerful in trading. They incubated the Renaissance era. The Kingdom of Italy formed in 1861. Italy is now a democratic republic, and it is home to many historical tourist attractions from early centuries.
Italy's population in 2018 was 60.48 million people. Italy's population is expected to decline throughout the 21st century with a death rate now greatly exceeding the birth rate. Currently, Italy's foreign residents are outspacing the country's population growth with a foreign population that grew by 7.4% in 2012, compared to a population growth of just 0.5%, according to the World Population Review. As you can see, the map shows a rough estimation on the population throughout the next 70 years. Drastic decrease is expected. 2015 was the highest peak in Italy's population. Italy has been invaded and settled by many different peoples. Etruscans in Tuscany preceded the Romans and Umbria, while Greeks settled in the south. Jews entered the country during the period of the Roman Republic, and Germanic tribes came after the fall of Rome. Mediterranean peoples, the Greeks, North Africans, and Phoenicians, entered the south. The Byzantine Empire ruled the southern part of the peninsula for 500 years, into the 9th century. Sicily had many invaders, including Saracens, Normans, and Aragonese. In 1720, Austrians ruled Sicily, and at about the same time controlled northern Italy. There is a continuing ethnic mixing. The culture of Italy is very diverse. The culture name they refer themselves to is Italian. The northern part of Italy is very advanced and where many went after World War II to find jobs. However, the south is more known for its agriculture and rural areas. Italy has also shown its diversity within the architecture. The arts make up a lot of Italy's composure. Arts bring out the creativeness and is a symbol of family to the Italians. Food is a means of establishing and maintaining ties among family and friends. No one who enters an Italian home should fail to receive an offering of food and/or drink. Typically, breakfast consists of a hard roll, butter, strong coffee, and fruit or juice. Traditionally, a large lunch made up the noon meal. Pasta was generally part of the meal in all religions, along with soup, bread, and perhaps meat or fish. Dinner consisted of leftovers. In more recent times, the family may use the later meal as a family meal. The custom of siesta is changing, and a heavy lunch may no longer be practical. Meals tend to be heavier in the south and lighter in the north. Italy has a very high unemployment rate, and that allows the difference between the rich and the poor to be very noticeable. There is also a lot of migration into Italy, people usually coming from poorer countries, therefore they stand out as well. Many social boundaries affect the social aspect of Italy. One of the biggest is the diversity of many different languages.
Italy is a republic. They actually consider it Italy's republic. Up until World War II, Italy was ruled by kings. And in 1946, they voted to establish the monarchy in the country, and it became a democratic republic. The first republic lasted until about 1992, when a series of scandals rocked Italy's major political parties. The period from now until then is known as the Second Republic because of the major changes to the parties, but there was actually no constitutional change. They have 3 different types of branches in their government, so it's kind of like ours. Their executive consists of their prime minister, who makes laws and other important decisions and also helps pass bills. Their legislative is the power where the power belongs to the parliament, and they make the laws. The judiciary power belongs to the judges, who are responsible for making laws passed by parliament. And the presidents are elected by a secret ballot by parliament and representatives. They serve 7-year terms, and the reason for this is so they will not be re-elected by the same parliament. In conclusion, we all decided that this would be a great country to visit, but not to live. They're very diverse, which causes a lot of tension, and there's also a huge crime rate. It's a great tourist attraction, but not a forever destination.